Captivating footage of mythical sea creatures engaging with vessels. What is the maximum number of aggressive orcas that can assault a single ship? How should one react if a menacing shark charges at the ship? How did French sailors handle an encounter with a kraken? Fortunately, these events were captured on camera, allowing us to discover the answers and witness this thrilling spectacle. In this video, I'll present rare footage of mythical sea monsters attacking ships, boats, and yachts. Prepare for an exciting journey. Let's dive in. Squid. The kraken is perhaps the most well-known sea monster. Legend has it that this gigantic cephalopod mollusk would attack ships, wrap its massive tentacles around them, and drag them down to the depths of the ocean, killing the crew. However, it is possible that these stories are exaggerated and that ancient sailors actually encountered the giant squid, as it sometimes rises to the surface and disturbs sailors. In 2003, French sailors who were participating in the Jules Verne Prize circumnavigation race encountered a giant squid. Yachtsman Olivier de Carasson reported that the 8-meter-long sea creature attacked their yacht and clung to the stern shortly after the team left Brittany. The giant squid used all its strength to pull the boat out to sea, blocking the rudder of the yacht and preventing the crew from gaining any momentum. Fortunately, the legend did not repeat itself and the squid did not sink the yacht. Eventually, the monster loosened its grip, unhooked itself from the yacht, and disappeared into the depths of the ocean. Although creatures such as squids and killer whales can be creepy, they still behave relatively normally and sometimes even friendly towards humans. Whale. Don't think that only killer whales are dangerous among cetaceans. As practice shows, not only killer whales attack ships, but also other cetacean species. For example, the southern right whale attacked a boat of photo seekers in 2010, jumping out of the water. The 10-meter-long monster landed on the boat of Polona Werner and her partner Ralph, destroying the mast and slipping back under the water. Fortunately, that was the end of the attack. Polona and Ralph were lucky. They weren't hurt, but the ship suffered considerable damage estimated at $10,000. By the way, as for the attack, it's not necessary to categorize it under the same umbrella as the attack of orcas. Orcas are predators by nature, so their motive is clear, but the southern right whale is simply a weak-sighted creature that moves through the ocean, relying mostly on sound. Perhaps the sharp sound of a boat caught its attention, and it jumped out of the water in fear. Pod. Killer whales, also known as orcas, are highly dangerous creatures. They are some of the most powerful and intelligent predators in the marine world. However, while they may pose a threat to other sea creatures, there have been no known cases of killer whale attacks on humans. Nevertheless, there have been several documented cases of killer whale attacks on ships and yachts. One such incident occurred in June of last year in the Strait of Gibraltar. During this attack, about 30 killer whales attacked a British yacht that was 40 kilometers away from the Spanish coast. The orcas rushed onto the rudder of the yacht and turned the ship around, causing panic among the sailors. Thankfully, the sailors were quick to make the right decision. They turned off the electrical equipment, lowered the sails, and waited until the predators calmed down. The sailors were lucky. The first attack of killer whales on people in the wild did not take place, but the yacht was damaged, and the killer whales sailed away after biting off a large piece of the rudder. Shark. The great white shark is one of the most famous sea monsters around the world. The shark is feared by sailors, fishermen, and swimmers alike. If the situation with swimmers is understandable, why would sailors and fishermen be afraid of these predators? Sometimes, these sharks attack ships, yachts, and boats. That was the experience of a 73-year-old fisherman named Terry Selwood in 2017. A great white shark, nearly 3 meters long and weighing 200 kilograms, jumped into the motorboat the fisherman was in. While jumping out, the shark struck Terry with its pectoral fin, injuring him. Needless to say, the fisherman was frightened and panicked. The shark, though on board, was still a threat, so Terry had to climb into the full board in the bow and contact the rescuers. Fortunately, they arrived soon, and the fisherman was taken off the boat, brought to shore, and given first aid. the shark died on Terry's boat. Shark 2. A few years ago, a fisherman named Aaron Pekarsky captured a video of a great white shark attacking his boat while he was out on the Spencer Gulf in South Australia with other people. The video shows the 4-meter-long shark circling around the boat and then appearing on the surface of the water several times, attempting to bite the boat. Despite the shocking attack, the eyewitnesses on the boat remained calm, with some occasionally behaving erratically. Pekarsky even lowered his camera underwater to get a better view of the shark's size, but fortunately, the great white shark didn't bite him. After circling the boat for a few more seconds, the shark eventually swam away. Mako Shark. Scientists believe that the great white shark, although dangerous, is not as aggressive as the lesser-known ocean predator, the Mako Shark. It's a large and fast predator of the white shark's family, famous for its fierce temperament and posing a significant threat to humans, even when on a boat. You cannot be 100% calm because sometimes these sharks attack ships. Such an incident happened in 2017 near New York City. A fishing charter boat was transporting tourists to a fish-rich spot when the first fish arrived on the boat itself. An enraged Mako shark attacked the boat by jumping aboard, but luckily got stuck in the railings. Footage shows the dangerous predator shaking its tail, biting the railings, and slamming against the side in a desperate attempt to free itself. In the end, the furious monster was helped by the ship's crew. The fishermen tied a rope around one of the shark's fins and turned it with its face toward the water. As a result, they were able to free the predator and lower it back into the water. Walrus. When it comes to dangerous animals in the Arctic, the first thing people think of is polar bears. It's understandable. These monsters are indeed extremely dangerous, but we shouldn't forget about other dangerous Arctic creatures like walruses. They weigh about a ton and can boast sharp and long tusks. If such a monster attacks, it will not be good. Participants of a joint expedition in the Northern Fleet and the Russian Geographical Society were convinced of this in 2019 when they filmed a walrus attacking their boat near Cape Heller in the Arctic. The footage shows the animal behaving aggressively and trying to attack the inflatable vessel. One of the men tries to drive it away with an oar, after which the boat swiftly sails away. The head of the expedition said that the walrus suddenly attacked them 200 meters from the shore, protecting its babies. First, the predator pierced the bow section of the boat and then the side, but the video didn't capture this moment. The expedition members reached the shore on one inflatable cylinder, scooping the cold water out of the boat. Fortunately, everything turned out all right, and they were soon picked up by a rescue boat. Needlefish. In early 2020, things took a turn for the worst for Muhammad Abdul, a 16-year-old boy from Indonesia. One night, he went fishing with his friend Sardi. Sardi's boat went ahead, with Muhammad following behind at a distance of about 500 meters from the beach. Suddenly, Sardi turned on a flashlight and a needlefish jumped out of the water, intending to attack the boat. Unfortunately, it ended up attacking Muhammad, causing a serious injury to his neck. Luckily, the boys were able to swim back to shore with the 75-centimeter-long needlefish still attached to Muhammad. Muhammad's father rushed him to the hospital, where doctors were able to remove the fish. However, due to the severity of his injury, Muhammad had to be transferred to another hospital for surgery. 5 specialists worked together to treat him, and thankfully, he recovered quickly. Despite the traumatic experience, Muhammad shared that his love for fishing hadn't diminished. He also learned from the incident and promised to be more cautious in the future, avoiding shining flashlights at night to prevent provoking needlefish. That's all. What was your scariest experience at Sierra River? Share your story in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you later.